Good morning. Welcome to August, the last month of the orchid season, sadly. I had 2 or 3 trips planned to go and find Helleborines because it's Helleborine season, but the weather forecast for the next week is so bad, I realised if I didn't get out today, I'd probably miss them all again. So I'm going to cram 3 visits in this morning to hopefully see 3 different Helleborines. If you know any good Helleborine sites while we're on the subject, then please drop us a line or put a comment below, because apart from a couple of species I know about, Helleborines are quite thin on the ground in the sort of Peterborough area. So I'm indebted to Richard and to Jeremy for helping me out a little bit this morning. We're actually down in Bedfordshire, about 40 minutes away from home in Peterborough. For the first of 3 visits, we're somewhere near Chicksands. That's about all I can tell you. And yeah, first target species is the violet Helleborine. Has grown in Bedford Purlieus, but hasn't shown up for 2 or 3 years now, so I'm hoping we're going to find them here, and that'll be the first of hopefully 3 different Helleborines in a couple of hours. So fingers crossed, violet Helleborines, here we come, hopefully. Searching for Helleborines. Ooh, that is a Helleborine. That's a violet Helleborine. Not hugely dissimilar to the broad leaved Helleborine, but just a wider flower, a wider open flower. Slightly more dainty, I think, than the broad leaved. But they're hard to find. Not too many of them around. There's another one being propped up. There's a big one. Oh, this is certainly the big one. 3 big stalks full of flowers and a pollinating wasp. It's a pretty astonishing clump of what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 stalks. Certainly the biggest violet helleborine I've ever seen, with wasps as well. Probably just starting to go over, but yeah, it's a cracking sight. Well, there you go, violet helleborine. Yeah, quite pleased. Took me a while to find them, but yeah, worth seeing. Certainly the biggest violet helleborines that I've ever seen. There were 2 or 3 at Bedford Purlieus, as I say, about 3 years ago, that haven't reappeared since, but they were never that sort of size. And yeah, very good, very good. So that's 1 down and 2 to go. So we're staying in Bedfordshire for the next one. I think it's about 5 minutes down the road. So for a new species for me, if I can find them. So yeah, I'll see you in a few minutes. Right, excuse the noise. We are alongside the A6 and we're near the village of Streatley, and we're going in search of the green flowered helleborine. And I think from the pictures I've seen on the internet, I think if there was a gold, silver and bronze for attractive helleborines, this one probably wouldn't even make the semi-final. But I've never seen one before, so yeah, looking forward to this one if I can find them. But I'm told they're somewhere up ahead of me, so I'm going to go and have a look. Green flowered helleborine, fingers crossed. I'm told these are pretty small things, about 5-6 inches tall, somebody said, although I've seen photographs of them growing a couple of feet, so I'm told these are small ones. So yeah, there's a few dotted around down here. Well, that is it. That is a green flowered helleborine. As you can see, the flowers hang downwards, which means getting a good photograph of one or film of one is not easy. We shall persevere. That one's a little easier to film. It's on a slope, so you can just about see the flowers, which look pretty much like every other helleborine flower, but at least it's a green flowered helleborine in which or on which you can see the flowers. There you go. Green flowered helleborine. About as unspectacular as it can possibly be, but it's a first. I've not seen one of those before. Won't be in a rush to see them again, but at least I can tick it off. So I need to make some inroads into helleborines on my list. And along with the dark red helleborine I saw up at Bishop's Midland Quarry, that's 2 this year, 2 new helleborines, so I'll take that. So okay, we're leaving Bedfordshire now. Last visit's going to be local at Bedford Purlieus Wood, so I've got about half an hour's drive up there, so yeah, I'll see you in a mo. Welcome to Bedford Purlieus Wood, Broad Leaved Helleborine. I've been watching them a little bit over the last 2 or 3 weeks to try and work out when they're going to be in flower, and I worked out it would probably be in about 5 or 6 days time. But it'll be raining then, so it can be a little bit early, but I know there'll be some in flower, so it's the only broad-leaved helleborine site that I know of around Peterborough. As I mentioned earlier, if you know different, please give us a shout. Not that I'm bored of these, because there's always a decent show going on here, and broad-leaved helleborine, you know, there's variety in the flowers. There's enough variation to make them actually quite interesting to see amongst all helleborines, so always look forward to this trip. So yeah, fingers crossed again that we'll see something half decent here. Lovely colours on that one. There's not a lot of colour in this one. There's a variation that has no colour in it, and this may be it, so I'll look it up when I get home. If it is, I'll put it at the bottom of the screen. Otherwise it's a very pale form, but it looks yellow and green and not a lot else. I'll have to look that up in my book. I think we'll christen that one a mini Chlorantha. Very nice colours on that one. It's a very dusky dark one. Another dark dusky one, at 12 inches away from the previous one. Clearly related, I would suggest. Beautiful colouring on that one, very nice. It's only about 8 inches tall, but that's the very, very nice one. I was going to say a clonker, not quite, but very, very nice. I think as broad-leaved Helleborines go, this probably is a clonker. To me, that is just perfect for a broad-leaved Helleborine. All the colours are right. That's an absolute belter, right on the fringes of the wood where it meets the path. Very nice plant. That's it, I think. Got to get out of here now because I keep going around in circles. Yeah, back to its best. Brilliant. 80 to 100 broad-leaved Helleborine in flower. Another 50 to come, including some mighty big ones. They won't be flowering full until about 3 weeks' time, possibly even 4 weeks' time. But yeah, great to see it back to where it should be, at its very best, as I thought it would be. That's it. Good to see the other Helleborines I saw earlier in Bedfordshire. Next trip out should be Swaddywell Pit and Autumn Lady Stresses. If you know, as I said earlier, if you know of any other sites with good Helleborines not too far from Peterborough, even if they're just broad-leaved Helleborines, please give us a shout. I don't mind coming out and seeing them, but if not, yeah, see you at Swaddywell Pit.